What's up, everyone? I'm Joe Pompliano, and this is the Joe Pomp Show. Today's interview is a special one because I got to sit down with five-time major champion Brooks Koepka. Brooks and I cover a bunch of different topics in this interview, including his move from the PGA Tour to LIV Golf, how he balances being a team owner, general manager, and captain, acquisition offers he has received for the team, and much more. I think you're really going to enjoy this interview, so let's get right into it.
You are an owner, player, GM, all the above. The only guy in the league that does that. Why do you do that?
I think it's pretty simple. I'm very, if I'm going to do something, I do it with 100%. And I want to be involved. I want to know what's going on. I want to be able to help myself, help my team, and give us the best advantage I can.
What is that challenging though, right? Like, think about, when you're on the PGA Tour, you're playing golf. There's some internal business stuff you have to do with sponsors and things like that. This sort of adds a new element to it though, where you're trying to build up a team and brand equity and the IP and all that kind of stuff. Has that been challenging?
Yeah, it's just different. It's just a different role, a little more time consuming.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Being able to drive, I guess, the business side of myself and Smash has been interesting. A lot of learning lessons, a lot of new conversations, which has been fun, but also it's a bit of a headache too at the same time because the way I'm wired. If I do something, like I said, I take it all on.
Just want to
but it's something I'm passionate about is the business side of it, and it's been good. It's been good for me personally, so I've enjoyed it.
How has that changed over the years? Like I've been, I've done, 10 of these conversations so far. And what it seems like is maybe 2 years ago, the conversations were a little bit more difficult. People didn't want to upset certain people. They didn't want to, necessarily know what was going to be happening. Now we have a framework agreement, if we want to call it that, in place. And brands seem a little bit more willing to do certain things from a sponsorship perspective or different courses. Have you felt any of those changes from the outside in?
I can't speak for everybody else, but I've always kept a good relationship with everybody.
Yeah.
And I still have that. I still have those good relationships. So, everything's always been, I think, pretty easy for me. I've kept a good relationship on the player side, the management side, and the PGA Tour. So, it's like they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I can't control it, and I have no involvement in it. So, I just stay away from it all.
Do you have an opinion on what you think the future of professional golf should look like?
Everyone asks that question, man. If I was in the room, I'd give my opinion, but I'm not in the room.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. What about Nike? You're obviously still a Nike athlete. You've clearly kept a good relationship with them. Do you see them ever getting involved in LIV, like from a broader perspective with the team?
I don't know. It's up to Nike. I can't speak on the work for them, so
yeah.
I'm not. I guess I do, but I'm a Nike athlete. But I'm not in those business conversations of where they want to be in years going forward. Yeah, it's all up to them. They've been an incredible brand to work with. A lot of fun over the last going on almost 10 years, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, they've done a phenomenal job on branding and where they've taken golf, especially moving kind of out of the golf club market and just doing the apparel side. But they've been great partners and fun to work with.
That's what I was going to ask though. Is like you more than some of the other guys feel like you've kind of like transitioned yourself out of just like country club golf kind of type stuff and more culture kind of relevant things. How do you think that translates to getting more people to watch golf too, though?
Yeah, I think probably, I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I think I'm definitely a little bit more cultured than the average golfer and not a country club kid at all. It's just different. I think the people I hang around, the people that I'm associated with, and it's a different culture, and being able to bring a lot of those guys that never play golf or have no interest in golf and seeing them evolve into playing golf, being around golf, wanting to play it. It's been pretty cool, and then it's just a different attitude. I think the days of the stuffy country club are over.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like the amateur level has grown a lot, and eventually, hopefully, some of that translates to professional viewership.
Yeah, I mean, you really think about it. We're really talking about wearing a hood. Like a hoodie, and some of these guys, that was like a big discussion 3 years ago. So, really.
Yeah.
It's just, the world's changing. The way people want to be able to be relaxed and comfortable when they do things, and I think you can see it, especially in the demographic that Liv's touching on.
Yeah.
It's a younger generation than the typical golf fan.
Yeah. So the teams right now, captain owns a chunk of the team, the league owns the rest, but the eventual idea is that you guys bring in partners to, take some of the equity, raise the valuations, all that kind of stuff. You have any expectations for what these teams could be worth in the future?
No, I don't know what they're worth now.
Has anyone tried to buy into your team yet?
Yeah, we've had a few good conversations with just some different business guys, different athletes. Right now, I think it's a popular thing for other athletes to get involved in equity stakes and whether it be any franchise they can. I think
But you
we
think
start
it's too early still or no?
It kind of depends. A lot of it's not up to my control. When you're a minority owner, you don't get to make all the decisions every time. So it's up to the league, and sometimes they don't give the answers.
Fair enough. Is there anything that you would, outside of the business stuff, right? Just from a competitive standpoint, markets you guys go to or anything like that, is there anything that you'd like to change about the league right now?
Yeah, I mean, like we're 4 years in. It's just getting its feet wet and figuring out what direction they want it to go. Obviously, there's been a lot of change in hires and people in LIV. Now having Scott, and I think Scott's a great guy. I think he can lead LIV right to where I think it needs to be or where it should be. Because we are behind, to be quite fair. I don't think
Behind in what?
I just behind where we should be. From bringing sponsors in to doing things, hitting the international market, the U.S. market.
The new TV deal might help with that.
Yeah, it definitely helps, but I think we have to take that and make that, expand it and grow it.
Yeah.
We're not on Fox every single day or that we're playing, so we still got room to grow. We got the right people in charge now, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
How much of that do you think is the tournament experience? Because it feels like the tournaments, when someone goes, they really enjoy it, and they're like more likely to either watch or go back again.
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think it's been fun to be able to see the fans and the way that they're able to return. It's like I said, it's a different demographic than what's ever been done before. And I think as a player inside the ropes, you look out and you see it's a lot younger crowd, but also too you can bring your family. I think that's important, right?
Yeah.
I've got a young kid, and you want to be able to pass that on to those guys, to the younger generation.
You don't have to worry about them yelling or anything.
No, but that's the way the sport's going. I think more vocal people, and they want to chirp you. They want a reaction out of you.
Well, TGL had a opening match last night that was sort of like the complete opposite of.
They had guys chirping them. I watched it, but it's fun. It's evolving. Technology's evolving. It's just golf at the end of the day, and you got to make it more fun and entertaining. And the attention span that the younger generation has isn't as long as everybody's sitting on the couch watching golf for 5-6 hours. You got to be able to innovate and create different things, and that's what we're trying to do. TGL is doing the same thing. It's just a matter of putting a good product in front of the people, and at the end of the day, you put good golf in front of people, they're going to want to watch it.
Yeah. The way people consume golf is also changing too. Like just because someone's watching on YouTube doesn't mean they're not watching golf. It's just
you see a lot like these streamers now.
Are you going to become a YouTuber like Bryson and Phil?
No, man. I got too much on my plate at the moment. But look, Bryson's killed it in YouTube. He's doing a great job, phenomenal job for himself, for his team, whatever he's doing right now seems to. He's got his hand on 3 different things, but it's all turning to gold for him right now. So it's cool to see Phil. I haven't paid any attention to Phil's stuff, but Bryson's stuff has been good. It's cool to see how these guys are able to have a platform and use it to either get the younger generation, because that's where it's going. I mean, my brother's even he played in LIV a couple of years ago, and now I see him. He talks about these guys, Kai Cenat and all these YouTubers, and I mean, look at the Paul brothers, where they've taken that. So there's a big platform if you use it correctly.
Yeah. How do you prepare differently for majors versus regular events?
Everything's just a tune-up for the majors. The four majors are where it's at. It's what you remembered by in history. So those it's like anything you remember by championships, right?
Yeah.
Nobody asked MJ how many regular season wins he had.
But when you say everything's like a tune-up for that, right? You're preparing for a major. What does that process look like?
It's just a matter of, to me, making sure my ball striking is correct. The fundamentals are down. Everything. When I set up, I'm not questioning where I'm lined up. I feel comfortable over the ball. And if I'm not lining up, I don't feel correctly. Shot shape's correct. Angle attack. I mean, I can go into
Anything mental?
things. Mental, no. That's what the whole prep is for. If all that's good, then I'll be.
You don't worry.
Mentally, I'll be just fine. I know I can. I'll win that battle on everybody out here.
Is there like if you go into a major championship, what percentage of guys do you think are like that? Like wouldn't have a problem mentally? I assume it's a relatively small.
Yeah, it's a small percentage. You can get guys that play well. Anybody can get hot for 1 week, but being able to be consistent in the longevity, it's going to be a lot different to be able to withstand that over years and years.
Yeah. What does a successful year look like this year?
A lot more wins, a lot more consistency.
Major?
Yeah, well, without a doubt. If you don't win a major, I think it's a failure.
Yeah, it's not a good year. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.